I do think that this is a stronger looking DRX. The counter to that, though, is OpTic certainly looks better as well.
Yeah, the last 2 games for them have been absolutely clinical. And right off the bat, they're going heavy into tree. RB's the only person here on the outside of the smoke.
Victor on the other side, too. You see both Neons. They've already made their intentions exceptionally clear. They're going to want to dictate the pace on both sides.
And they're not stopping DRX. Both smokes down.
They funneled their way through. Finesse still playing up in Tower Crash. He has fallen. There it is, the right click on the classic. It's just too good. He spots more info. 3 players swinging on the other side, and he has to give up the space.
I love how Marv is there to back him up to fall away.
Yeah.
Well, all 3 players wanted Finesse's skin.
Now the plant starting to get committed to by Stax as EA creeps his way forward, and I think he may be coming through here undetected. There's no utility to keep him back. Knife giving position away. My gosh, okay, he was there. He had the angle, but he just gets destroyed. Now Marv's left in this 1v2, and he's got to go, so he gets a 2-1v1, has to reload as the clip runs dry. Zest running for the fences, trying to play time. He spotted him. Zest still trying to relocate. Marv 60 HP, he's gonna get a couple of shots at it, hasn't landed it yet. 5 bullets, has to push forward, has to swing around, and Zest with 4 to get DRX the pistol.
That's an unbelievably great start from Zest, the IGL for DRX. And after last series that they had against each other, he definitely has a lot of pressure on his shoulder. It definitely felt like Finesse was able to outcall him in that series. And if he's already going for 4 on the pistol round, you know that chip on his shoulder is real.
Against Marv too, man. How cold has that guy been this tournament?
He's been insane. Actually, with Mako topping the running for the best controller performance of all time at some of these global events. And both of them are trying to beat their own records from Reykjavik.
You've got controller versus controller, perhaps the best controllers in the game matching up right now. You've got a very robust conversation to be had around the best initiators in the game going head-to-head right now. You've got Finesse and Zest. Like, I mean, the story writes itself.
Yeah,
man.
Potentially best IGLs. Although, of course, some of the LGLs in the lower bracket right now, and Benkai as well should be out of that conversation.
Really, I mean, you get your pick of the litter. Whatever flavor of Valorant you like, there's something here for you.
That's so true.
And holding the angle, the Prowler in his face, not able to land a shot. Finesse realizing he's got a hole up before him as well as he falls. Numbers heavily in favor of DRX as the gun difference is highlighted. You've got Spectres, you've got Bulldogs all going up against the pistols, and it's just a little whimper, really. No frenzies either. We've seen frenzies be so problematic in this tournament, but none of that.
We have seen OpTic increase their amount of force buys, but obviously on the defensive side, that's going to be much lower frequency anyways.
1 enemy remaining.
Crash, he's still able to take one down with him.
And they're also not a team that invests much at all in terms of the frenzies, in terms of the sheriffs.
Yep.
They really want to build the bank. They want to have good odds in the gun rounds, and that really does work out.
We'll see if it works out in this next round. DRX over to clean things up relatively cleanly. Buzz, the only one that falls. But as you were saying, now we're back to gun rounds, right? Now we're back on what should be more favorable footing for the North American representatives. We'll see how they choose to play this out.
And it's interesting, actually. There is a conversation to be had about OpTic leaning towards Fracture here, given that they've been historically leaning towards Split at this tournament.
Yeah.
And
in some cases, it's been banned out, but no, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Surprised to not see them go for Ascent, actually, given what we saw from DRX against Leviathan.
Shutting them down.
A bit more of a sloppy game from DRX. But also OpTic not really finding some strength. That's a great first pick from Ye onto RB, and there's no more real pressure that you can put on with the speed.
Tempo may be lacking, but Buzz is still able to take care of Crashies. Marv's going to fall as well as you see this crossfire line up across the site. Victor now joining the fold.
Spike down.
Flank
B.
Mako.
Continues to be problematic. 2v2 here. Bulldog still in the hands of Stax.
1 enemy remaining.
Not able to make anything else happen with that Spectre. It's all going to fall into Stax here.
1 enemy
Such a heavy
remaining.
topic of conversation. Gets it down to a 1v1 late in this round. Finesse, healthy, fully armored up. Everything before him. The flash, the swing out, and Stax, what was that? The Red Bull clutch comes through early. He had to have been fully blind.
No, he turned that, Doug. He turned that within the 500 milliseconds it takes for that thing to pop. maybe a bit readable from Finesse after he gets the stun off. Confident that Stax is stunned. And then the pick from Victor, or onto Victor as well. Look, full turn.
I thought it had been hit more than that.
Insane. And that's now 2 Red Bull clutches already for DRX.
Teleport's ready.
Somewhere where OpTic had a great advantage against XSET in their opening game of playoffs.
I mean, they had a field day in those instances, yeah.
Oh.
Again, the opening kill goes in favor of DRX. Be interesting to see what the stats are on that, because it feels like they've won all of them.
Yeah. Potentially the pistol round didn't go their way, but either way, you're right. And specifically as well, Buzz making it work on these opening kills too. The matchup between him and Ye actually is much more even than you think at this event. Maybe even Buzz has the edge, given Ye's slight underperformance.
I mean, he's got to be, what, top 20 player at the tournament?
Ye's actually the top 21 player right now.
Quite actually 21st.
That is crazy for Ye, and it doesn't go through again.
Maybe 22nd now. All jokes aside, when you've got a Neon doing that in front of you, I mean, difficult to say the least. RB gets the 3rd on the round, cleans things up. DRX get to 4. Yeah, I'm still thinking about that flick from Sax in the previous round.
You're right, though, about the concept of the RB dashing around, jumping around, being really, really hard to hit. But that was something that he was really, really good at when they played Fracture early on in the tournament. He was so good at avoiding the other chamber shots, just like that. And it has made him kind of a monster to deal with.
Let's get this done.
Adopting this OpTic comp, he has been a bright spot within it.
Knife deployed.
Operator in the hands of Ye for the first time in the map. He's about to get a contest right in front of him. And again, he very well may be RB. This time the flash comes through. He lands a shot onto him anyway. No command online.
Your fear.
And the Nightfall. They're committing. There's an overstrike that's been layered into this as well as they try to clear out tower. Now what do? Mako with the plant.
Spike planted.
Crashes with the no-no, getting caught in tower while there's an orbital strike here, and Victor on the flank again. He didn't find much success with it last time, but this Rolling Thunder is great.
It sets up Victor perfectly, but you haven't dealt with Mako as he takes care of 2 more on the side of OpTic. Orbital strike being traded out. Mark is left in a 1v1. We've seen this before. First time doesn't go his way. Can he find success this time around? He's looking the wrong way, and he's not able to land the shots. Buzz gets another.
And that's 3 1v1 clutches now for DRX1. And OpTic have got to be kicking themselves. How to recover here? Man, DRX is hungry. Marv not quick enough. And there's how Mako gets those first 2 kills after the retake starts. It's beautiful. And that wasn't a round where they actually did get the first kill. Yay, turned that flash. But once the smokes went down, yay, no value found.
Short force comes online. Oh, and it looks like they're just going to try to fight into halls. You got the fast lane to try to keep a little something evade. The short force able to take care of 1. Not much more being found. I thought he was going to be up to more. I thought the picks were coming through, but no, Mako stuffs another. That's 3 on the round already. And Crashies is left alone with what's now upgraded to a Stinger. Happening.
What a start from DRX.
I was having conversations with Victor actually yesterday, and we were talking about DRX specifically and what kind of team they are, and it was really interesting to hear him describe them because there is an element of respect that they have for this team. Like, they understand that they are worthy adversaries. DRX is not something to kind of troll at or kind of like look over. They hold DRX at high regard.
Yeah, I mean, that respect is well deserved given how far they pushed OpTic in the tournament that they end up winning. So I'm not just surprised to hear Victor say that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was shared sentiment along the rest of the team. I think specifically at Finesse, like when there's a team on the other side of the server who is tactically strong, he's going to respect that. Who makes him work for the good reads. Who makes him work to download that playbook. And they need this timeout right now because things are going completely wrong.
Now, mind you, there is still time to salvage the half, right? As you think about OpTic and their let's go with regular recipe, their formula, if you will. They perhaps get challenged, maybe even a little bullied initially, but there comes a moment in the half where things get downloaded, like you said, and it feels like this would be the moment if it's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely it will, but I think all that thinking is happening with the undertone of we're going to breeze next.
Sure.
And the Des touched on it. That's going to be a massive challenge because DRX actually does play breeze. And it's somewhat unlucky for OpTic to go up against a breeze team, but it was going to happen eventually.
Right.
Most of the time in this tournament, they picked a great map. Ooh, yay with the first shot on the RB. Jumping again, still manages to hit it.
2 rounds in a row now that he's able to get the opener. Perhaps this is the round in which they can convert it to a win. Finally get one on the board.
Actually, I think it's
bleeding.
3 rounds too. Tour de Force last round, the Op in the first as well in the round before, and Victor's in a great angle to take down Mako. That's what happens when you gain map control and somebody like Marv is holding the backside for you.
On the money.
And they're up 3 players now. They were undefeated in these situations against XSET. Anytime they got a first kill, they won the round, but I might have spoken too early. There's still a lot of room here for DRX.
Buzz with the Tour de Force, his only ultimate really in play here. He's got the Phantom, can't imagine he chooses to use it.
Crashes can just null command it away as well.
Exactly. There's the knife. That was a filthy flick. As Marv gets taken care of. Again, this was a 2v what, a 2v5?
2v5.
Into a 2v4, now a 2v3.
Both double swinging heaven out of tower. Nobody's really holding it, but Ye's finally here. And a great stun, actually, from Finesse.
So patient. First hop shot goes wide. They've gotten it down to a 2v1. Finesse.
10 seconds left.
With 9 seconds
Aftershock?
left. Yeah, he's going to have to do this by himself, but he waits. Spike gets planted.
You want to play?
And now the Tour de Force comes online. The flash there. What does Finesse do? How does he go into this? They just lost a 2v5.
And
That is disaster.
the best opening picks, the best start of a round you could have imagined. And OpTic is not a team that loses those. They're the ones who end up pivoting the rounds away. But Zest and Buzz played this very well. Obviously mistakes on OpTic sides. You don't lose those without massive mistakes, massive blunders. I think the first one being marved. The second one, Ye missing the shot, and there's nobody there either. To follow up, Victor's gonna go for a fast push here with Marv to smoke and a breach fault line from Finesse.
Serious elements of concern here as Victor already falls again. RB swinging his way out, and they're just going to line up for him. He's able to clean him up third through with 2 more still up for grabs.
One enemy remaining.
Unless Mako has something to say about it. Yeah, he's left alone in this 1v5, and while, yes, the previous round just happened, you kind of wonder
Spike down B.
if they're going to be able to pull this one out. He's gotten it to a 1v4. Spotted. RB even out the prowler in his face. It's a tough ask.
I mean, yeah, just a headhunter 2, 7 bullets. They're all swinging together.
Spike planted.
A little bit more damage dealt. He's able to clean up Buzz. 1v3. They're wrapping around him. Look at RB, he's taking the scenic route. He's going to try to punish him, and it's Zest who cleans things up. I remember a stat where essentially the conversation was OpTic seldom lose rounds out of timeouts.
Yeah. And they haven't, yeah.
And one just goes sideways there.
Both rounds after the timeout, after the 6-0, and we're at 8-0. And that was a beautiful counter to the eco attempt from OpTic. Just one flash by Stacks. Heads up play from him, and also great protocol, clearly, where they're easily able to mop up Victor. And then the follow-up is so difficult because there's no real utility on the other side. So, I mean, at this point, call another timeout.
Enemy suppressed.
So many ults now for DRX too. This defense is getting ripped to shreds. And nobody is stepping up on OpTic's side.
Where does the answer come from? Victor gets a little bit of damage there from the op shot out of Buzz.
Finally, Ye is going for some space on Tree here. And it might net him 1, maybe 2 kills.
If they rotate into him.
Hello?
What? He didn't see it. Or perhaps he was patient. perhaps didn't think that they could see him, and he tries to hold the angle, see if anyone swings around.
I don't know. That's a slow reaction right there.
Sure. Either way, able to net the kill, get the advantage.
And this is what I was hoping for, right? Somebody to take initiative, and it's going to be Ye. But he was so cautious on that approach while they were pressuring in halls.
Stax playing with fire. Oh my gosh, the timing.
And the timing to pull back his TP2, he's in trouble.
And then, well, even if it was there, the knife's going to cause problems. Now the no command online. Zest falls, who's currently top fragging for DRX, by the way. Ye falls, orbital strike through to delay. No plant down yet. RB trying to deny info, deny vision with that fast lane.
Ooh, Victor's going up the rope right now to the north side, and thankfully for RB, he's in the underpass, so he shouldn't be caught, but Stax could be.
And he's waiting for it. Counter no command. Oh, but he's not looking. There he goes, he falls down. He's able to land the shots onto Victor. The flank, no longer an issue. 3v3 here on the round. RB still healthy. Crashy's on the tap. Not able to get it to half, not able to get it to much of anything. It's going to be Marv and Buzz in a 1v1, and Buzz wins another!
The score, 9-0. This is deflation.
How many 1v1s have there been? 5?
Counting 4 potentially. I mean, I'm losing count at this point. And OpTic have not won a single one. It's the same situation to Marv against Buzz. They need to get things under control. This is their last attempt, and even still, so far gone already. Shocking scenes in Copenhagen.
You mentioned another OpTic. Timeout comes through. Nobody on the side of OpTic currently with a positive KD. Not one. Ye is the closest at 8 and 9, but they have found no success anywhere. Whereas on the side of DRX, the only person who doesn't have a positive KD is Stax, and he's 6 and 6.
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't paint the whole picture on what's gone on, I don't know how else to put it more succinctly.
I've never seen a team dismantle OpTic in the way that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Ever since the days of maybe that Masters Berlin final against M3C. And DRX is delivering on so many levels. Buzz with the multiple 1v1s. RB with the speed. Throwing off the entire game plan. And we just watched Paper Rec, so you can see how much value that sort of thing can have.
So RB has his overdrive online. Fast lane there. Victor pushing his way in, and he gets dropped again by Buzz. Mako joins in on the fun. Yeah, you hear his tour de force was used at the beginning of the round. Orbital strike now. Finesse tries to get away. He tries to get to safety, and there's no solace to be found. 4v2 here on the round. Zest with the spike down. This would require a vintage OpTic moment just to get one bloody round on the board.
Yeah, but DRX is making no mistakes, Doug.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, holding a tight angle. Is there 2 players down below? Yay.
One enemy remaining.
Couple of shots behind the head. Zest gets a 2K on the round. DRX gets a 10.
And that was brilliant again. The fast lane pressure that they're putting on in halls. OpTic tried to find a solution. It was Victor just going into it. But there's way too many people covering RB. There's not enough utility being put down on their position. And meanwhile, the flashes are just so good from DRX. Stax is having a game, even though he's 6 and 6 right now. That flash for Finesse to get hit by, he just ran into the orbital strike while full blind. He had no clue what was happening. All he could hear is the damage ticks happening, and he just knew he was dead that second.
Pinch on the northern side of the map for OpTic. Not going to find anything there.
I mean, this is the most map control they've had all game. Oh no. Marv is just staring at his blunder.
I mean, what do you say?
Like,
is that not this map? Right.
He was trying to block off the trademark just for the explanation. And eventually he'll break it, but DRX is just like, yeah, you guys can have the north side.
I mean, have we ever seen OpTic lack as much composure as this? Rolling Thunder through to push them
He's
back.
away. He's just gone. And now Yay. He's in a great position to actually set up Crashes here, but Crashes only has a Guardian. And if they go for the sand pinch, this is unstoppable. The pinch is too strong.
Be a tough angle, or perhaps Ye's just going to be able to clean him up
Spike
himself.
down A.
Even with the smoke, even with the Rolling Thunder that was used quickly, it takes Ye getting 4 for OpTic to get 1.
Maybe the map control did work out.
That was the plan all along.
I mean, absolutely. Taking that fast control, very, very good. DRX this time, they didn't really default much. And yeah, what a...
That hurts. Look at his
look
face.
At his face. It's like, did I really just do that?
Did that just happen?
Did I
real.
I'm marved, bro.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, those are tough scenes. Tough scenes in the OpTic camp. But alas, they finally have gotten on the board.
Want to play? Let's play.
Perhaps a couple of rounds late, but they've done it. OpTic tried, or excuse me, Victor tried making a play.
This is getting ridiculous. You just ran into all of them.
RB just tanking the molly. Finesse had no idea that he was there, but he somehow manages to swing around, laying the shots on him anyway. Still pays for it with his life.
Teleport's ready.
OpTic here just looking for any victory.
Last player standing.
Once again, it's Marved by himself. Buzz, his nemesis, on the other side, still alive, even if he takes care of Mako and Zest. But it was Buzz who takes care of him at the end. An 11-to-1/2 on Fracture.
Switching sides.
This that OpTic made their playground. They pioneered this composition.
Yep.
They made this map theirs. To get punched in the mouth for 12 rounds in a row is astounding. Let's throw it down to the desk.
That's a good spot.
11-to-1. That's right, Doug. This was the map. This was OpTic's playground, but it ain't no more. DRX came, took their candy, took their lunch money. It is now their home. They have established this, Mimi, as the NA representatives, because honestly, you know, at the end of the day, we just want to see some banger Valorant games. You have to admit, this is just rough for OpTic.
I mean, it has been an incredible game thus far out of DRX. I think they came in with such a great understanding of how OpTic sets up. And on top of that, I mean, OpTic were starting strong, right? Think about how many early rounds. Ye is getting an opening kill. Ye is starting things off right. And then it's just a clutch in the late round.
I mean, it's just unreal that we can have Ye have such a positive game, and then I can only put 1 round to his name. Speaking of Ye, there's also 2 other players in the server we want to highlight. Mako has gone nuclear. Now, that's something you've heard me say before, so that's not a surprise by any means. However, on the other side of the coin, guess who's not doing so well? A guy I called one of the best players in the world, and that's Marved.
Yeah, and it is wild to see that performance out of Mako. It's pretty much expected at this point, but he was a guy in so many of these clutches. Buzz as well, just diffing. Yeah, I mean, he was having a solid game, but Buzz on that chamber had a really great time. I was actually really doubtful of this composition from DRX coming in. I like their look a lot better when they play the Breach. I think the Breach is generally a better pick, but the way that they were leveraging the Fade here and the way that Zest was performing, he followed up off of his own path so incredibly well in so many of these rounds to get that early space. And then again, it's just that X factor, the little clutches, and they got big results.
Clutches?
Big results.
Big results, you're right. And for those who want to know, it was, at least what I have noted down, 4 rounds of clutches came into the hands of DRX. They won all of them. So they have a 100% clutch win rate on that half. And in the second half, the only redeeming factor I have for OpTic is that they're an attacking-sided team on this map.
I mean, they are. Victor tends to be even better on this half with the Neon. They have some really nice executes. But again, I think DRX have the right preparation. I think it would take a monumental throw to let this one slip away from them. This should be over.
OpTic Gaming is playing at a massive deficit, 11-to-1. They have to find a way to come back into this. Doug and Bala, back to you.
Thank you so much, GB. Yeah, for DRX, they just kind of come in fresh into the second half. They're comfortable, they're cozy, while OpTic roll into this battle-scarred and travel-worn. No real idea as to what's happened for the last 12 rounds, and now they somehow have to find their footing and make a run at this.
Those halftime conversations have just got to be pure pain for OpTic.
What do you say?
I mean, Finesse has got to be raging. He's got to be so mad.
Yeah, but I wonder if at this point, it's been so bad. I mean, like, are you
It's
just
a write-off?
Yeah, are you thinking Breeze?
No, man. I don't see it.
Drop the copium take. I know there's a little something in there.
Okay.
I'm pull it at
okay.
him.
I
What is
got
it?
you. As this pistol round goes on, the last time these guys faced, OpTic did go down 9-3 in the first map. They lost that map, but brought it back, and then won the series.
Even the copium take hurts. 4v2 here in favor of DRX. The pistol that really needed to go OpTic's way is well, it's not. And it doesn't.
Dude, maybe we need to start a new revenge match narrative because DRX is just stomping them into the ground. Crashy said he knew they were going to have a chip on the shoulder, but I don't think he realized the chip was this big.
Match point.
Match point on round 14.
Within 20 minutes.
We're speedrunning this thing.
DRX is speedrunning this thing. They just want to go straight to that the upper semis, upper finals. What am I saying? This game has got me frazzled. They want to play with the crowd. They want to reach the grand finals. Where, by the way, DRX regionally undefeated when they make it to grand finals. Yeah, he's already gone. This is four Spectres.
Yeah, man, Flash.
And the pace is all the way up, but he makes a classic sing somehow. He was knifed.
Yeah, he had everything in his lap, man. Flash is really both.
This Flash get hurt. They're playing anti-Flash against everything here.
And OpTic are making a run at
Player
this.
standing.
They've gotten it down to a 1v3. And Zest with the Bulldog in hand somehow has to find his way through Crashy's finesse and Marved.
And Smokes.
And Smokes. And then get the spike.
And in normal situations, you'd want OpTic to be chasing this gun down a little bit. But obviously right now they want to keep all the Spectres they can. This Bulldog could cause problems. Marved has got to get this kill. And nothing is going their way, minus this round. Second on the board.
Just such a long road back into this thing, man. They're staring up Mount Everest right now.
Yeah.
To try to get the series to something respectable because, again, Breeze is on the other side of this.
Yeah. This map veto right now, I said all the conversations they're having within timeouts, within that halftime, are said with the subtext that they know they're going to Breeze. And OpTic, sure, they've won 2 maps of Breeze so far since they started not banning it. But it was a strategic choice given the field at Copenhagen was not going to be playing Breeze. Now, might have just cost them this semifinals.
Let's see what happens. See if they can get their way out of this one. Marv's able to get 2 clean ones. He actually gets a third, as there's not much bite behind what DRX brought in here. Really pistols the whole way.
Still the Bulldog. That was impressive from Marv nonetheless. He's got his ult for the next round.
Did I ever tell you about the time that the best team in the world found themselves down 11-1 at half and came back and won? Did I tell you that story?
You know, it sounds like a story that has actually happened. They would need, I mean, it's already not a perfect half, but from here on out, every single round. Sounds like a tall tale to me, Doug.
The odds are just so heavily against him, man. But OpTic, just take it a round at a time. See if maybe they can make something happen. Oddly enough, for as much of a stomp as it's been, I'm pretty sure that's the first Prime Gaming flawless that we've had in the
Yeah, it could
map,
have been. It absolutely could have been.
which is kind of wild.
That works.
I like how he's just ziplining too, just having some fun. He's like, hold on, let me just take an excursion here on Fracture.
Out of charge.
Enemy
I
remaining.
need to hear the comms. Was he actually making wee sounds?
I hope so. I hope so. And Ye was still smiling back there, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't stop smiling.
That's true. I don't think I've ever
Regardless.
seen him not smile yet. th round before us is OpTic have taken full control of Halls. There is an alarm bot on the other side. It seems like they want to push into sand here. Marv has that ultimate, as you mentioned in the previous round. See if he chooses to avail himself of that resource, given the right circumstances. And well, there really is no room for ROM circumstances here. Again, DRX on map point.
Do like fast lane that he used out of halls. Helps them to control the front side of site before hitting in the site.
Finesse waiting for the rotations. Mako's going to be the first one to go down. A second, a third. Oh, I thought he was going to do it. It was actually Victor who was there to help, but the shot's still crispy out of the leader for OpTic.
And Victor was in time too. Even if Finesse dies, Victor might get a trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
And escape.
As you see RB, oddly enough, trying to escape. No, it's Victor who falls. I mean, the spike's on the opposite side of the map, and there are 4 members here on this western side. Look at RB. Trouble on the other side.
Player standing.
There's a little bit of trouble, slight trouble. Takes one with him, Buzz left alive, Buzz left alone.
It's funny too, because a situation just like that happened in the XZ game, and BCJ almost ninja'd against them. Okay, Buzz falls. He's trying to save a gun, it didn't work.
It's interesting too, I thought for sure he was out of reach. But alas, as you're right, Buzz falls, not able to carry that weapon in. And that's actually pretty considerable here, as you see, because of that.
Yeah.
They have nothing other than pistols. Now, RB has the ult, he's got light armor, and he has a frenzy. Maybe decides to use that, but not much else there.
I mean, if they turn a killer, the eco strat into a killer too, that overdrive definitely could work.
Mako too, 1 point away from the orbital strike.
Paired with some stuns could be very, very dangerous. So you're right. OpTic in some trouble. They get trapped. They're pushing the pace. They want to trap Ye, but he's gone. Meanwhile, everybody from OpTic walking into arcade.
That man is a loony. There was that overdrive that you mentioned as Ye falls. Stacks patient as he delivers the shots onto Victor. And there's that overstrike that we talked about, but it's actually from the other side. Marv's able to take care of Stacks. Crashies is left in a 1v2. Laser beams going all over him. He's able to get it to a 1v1. Crashies is there, and another 1v1 lost. What a poetic way for that map to end. 13-4 as OpTic just get punched in the mouth.